What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Hakkenden Season 2 Episode 4. And this episode starts off with this princess at this shrine is approached by Aoi. And apparently she has this wish to be free, and he wants to make her wish come through. But I do believe that he kind of screwed her over, because rather than taking her seal away from her, he actually took the second seal. Now, I think that seal, I'm not sure about this, I could be wrong, but I do believe that it belonged to her dog. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to assume that her dog had the other seal, and when he took that, it actually caused the dog to die. Or maybe I'm wrong, because I'm not sure if they stated correctly, like where that seal was, or I could be wrong about that, but somehow Aoi took that seal, which contained the life of a deity, and put it on himself, because like later on we find out that it's on his arm. So of course, like even though she wants to be free, she can't, because she has the life of a deity, which means she's a very valuable person. That's why she's always kept in that shrine. But it seems that in a village that is like being watched by that temple, there are a lot of deaths going on. So Genpachi, he goes in to investigate, and something weird that we find out is that he should not be able, to go there, because apparently it's supposed to have like this strong barrier to keep out spirits, and because he's a demon, I'm guessing that he shouldn't be allowed, to go in. But something does let him go in. Now I'm not sure it's because that Aoi has that seal on him, that maybe that barrier is gone, or maybe he broke it himself. But it turns out that this guy has not been as good as I thought he might be becoming, because he's been going around killing all these spirits. Like, he actually got the name Spirit Hunter, because he's going around and killing all the kind of spiritual beings. So he is definitely making a move for himself. And Kino, he actually got word of it, because when Shino, Sosuke, and the other guy, which is Genpachi's brother, they all got there, we actually see somebody following them, and I always thought that was Kino. And it turns out that I was right, because later on, when Shino is by himself looking in this forest with all these deers, Aoi appears. But of course, like, before I get into all that, I gotta say that Sosuke is definitely becoming like a little too goody two shoes for me. But it's like mainly because, like, even though he felt bad for like sneaking into that girl bedroom, like in a dog form, like I kind of feel like that right there was like kind of stupid to feel bad for that, because it's like really important that they find out what's going on. And he definitely should not feel bad for that, because this is a good thing that you can find out more information this way, because it's obvious that this girl loves dog, and you could help her by comforting her while she talks to you, because she definitely, well, I'm pretty sure that she knows that the Sosuke is not your average dog. But it turns out that these villagers, they actually want to like sacrifice her, or like marry her off to somebody, which like basically the same thing coming from her supposedly older brother and sister. Like, even though they aren't related by blood, they are still that close to be considered siblings, which to me was like pretty cool, because it is nice to know that she had people around her that like cared about her, and it's not just because it's their job. Like she thought there, like that was there. I really think that she's wrong about. But it seems that the one that's doing all these murders is her, because she actually collapses and her seal flies off. So I'm guessing whenever somebody talks badly about her and she hears it, maybe it's that seal taking in all that malice, and her spirit herself, and it flies off, because we definitely saw it attack people, because there is no way that it went there and not killed them. So it definitely did all that murder that we saw. So basically, whenever her seal leaves, her body becomes a hollow shell. So of course, in that forest, because that's where those men were, they all get attacked by that seal, and somehow one actually lives. Like, I'm not sure why she didn't kill that guy that saw her, but he somehow managed, you know, to get away from that alive. So in that forest, we have Shino, which is like looking at those deers, and Owl like coming out of nowhere. And of course, like, Shino has so much to talk about him because he wants to know like a lot, like, why are him and Sosuke, you know, not one? Because to me, I'm definitely wondering that, like, why are they not complete? And if they become complete, which Sosuke will we get? Will we get the one that's going around taking stuff from people, or are we getting the one that's always nice and with Shino already? But of course, before Shino can ask him all these questions, Kino comes out of nowhere and attacks him, and those two have a brief fight, and we all know that Kino loses, and he gets injured badly. Now, Kino does have some kind of form of immortality, just because it'll take a lot for him to die, because he has that demon princess heart. Like, that woman that was always with him, she actually gave him her heart, so it's definitely hard for like Kino to die. So he'll eventually, but he got messed up. So apparently Owl, he wanted to take everything that was taken from him, because apparently he lost everything, like even worse than Kino. And apparently Kino's sword is some kind of like legendary sword that was originally going to belong to him. But somehow Kino managed to get in. Like, that probably because either Kino family had it before, and maybe that's why he killed them, or because he failed to kill Kino back then. Maybe Kino took it for himself. But I believe that sword was called Osuza, some kind of weird name like that. But after Aoi defeated Kino, he actually took Shino to some little hut. So those two start talking, but then Kino go back to everybody else because he need to talk to Sosuke about what happened. And once he goes there and learns that he's still with the princess, they have to go get him from her. So when Sosuke learns that his master is there, he knows that something is wrong, because he just like leaves her to go see what's going on, which to me was like, I really don't think it was selfish, like the way she said it, because technically, like, even though he was there to comfort her, she's not really his master, so he has a right to go back to. He had the right to go back to his master if that like was really him anyway. So of course, like, Sosuke left out a picture entirely. He had no idea about who this man was that had just the same face as him. And now I do know that Sosuke had like a little bit of swordplay, but I don't think that he can be his other side just yet. I definitely think that he needs more training, but Kino does give him the sword that does belong to him, or at least the other side of him. So of course, what's that bird name? Masumone. He actually knows he knows where they're at, because I'm guessing because he part of Shino, or lives in him, he can sense where he is. So Shino finally awakens, and he starts questioning like Aoi about what he's gonna do, and why he's doing this, and we learn like a little bit of his motivation. But of course, before he can tell him, Sosuke finally gets there, and I cannot wait till next episode, because they are definitely gonna fight. I'm hoping, well, I'm pretty sure that this period is not going to be the only time they fight, because I do believe that Aoi is going to be like this series' main protagonist, besides that woman that like wiped out Shino Village. So I'm hoping that we aren't done with him next week, you know, in one episode. I definitely want to see more Aoi, and I do kind of want to see what else he might steal. But if he does get the other seal, because like you said, that princess had been in that temple for so long, granting human wishes, that it's exhausted. So it's now like slowly chipping away at her life. So she might die in the next episode or the one after that. But that princess might not be there for that much longer. But overall, this episode, it was like really good. It was beyond good to me. It was like amazing actually. Because we actually saw like so much, and we got like so much story development in there. It was just like, it was crazy. And even though it was sad, because let's be honest, that whole princess thing, that right there is tragic. But I gotta say, at the end, oh my god, even though it ended, I wanted so much more. But as always, guys, that right there with my review. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. But as always, you gotta take it easy, and I will see you all next time.